am done Christmas shopping. Hallelujah. And that means you get to see what I'm getting my kids for Christmas this year. So I'm going to show you everything. I am shopping for 11 kids this year and I've got it all. Let's do this. Well, hey, my name is Katie. I'm adding up Addingtons. I'm a mom of 8 and I've got a few extras this year, or not extras, a few new ones this year that I am shopping for. So besides my own 8 children, I have a bonus kiddo that we have sort of absorbed into our family. I now have my grandson, who is 3, will be almost 4 months old at Christmas, and my grandson's father. So I am shopping for everyone from infants all the way up through young 20-something adults. If you love gift guides like this, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe if you also want to see what's in our stockings. And I just recently did a video about how I plan and budget and prepare for all of this shopping, so be sure to check that out as well, and let's jump into it. If you have not met us before, we use 4 categories in buying our kids presents: something they want, something they need, something to wear, and something to read. So I'm going to start with the reads. I'm going to go youngest to oldest, and then we'll move on to the next category. All right, for my infant grandson, I got the big blue box of Boynton board books. That's a mouthful right there. These are the classic board books by Sandra Boynton. Blue Hat, Green Hat, Doggies, A to Z, and Moo Ba La La La. I read these to my youngest brother when he was a baby. I read these with all of my kids. We still have all of them, and so definitely starting Elijah on the right track with those. All right, and now my 3 youngest kids. Everyone older than them has a personal Bible that has been imprinted with their name on the front, and so for Elyonah, who is 4, Carsten, who is 6, and Annorah, who is 7, I went ahead and got them their own as well. So now all of the kids will have their own. So Elyonah has this pink one. For the girls, we did first and middle names, so that if they ever decide to change their last names, their Bibles will still match. Anyway, so here's Elyonah's, a pink one. Carsten has a nice navy blue. It does have like a little cross on here. I don't know if you can see it. Carsten's full middle name did not fit on the cover of the Bible, so he got a middle initial. I did try. His middle name is Melchizedek. Takes up a lot of space. And Miss Annorah Bliss got this brown and pink one. These are all New Living Translations, for anybody wondering, because they're very readable for younger kids. So this is what the kids use to do their own Bible reading. A lot of the stuff that we memorize together, or our church uses ESV, but just for their own personal reading, I wanted something that was really approachable for kids. So that's why these are all NLTs. For my twins, Jojo and Kavannah are 8 and 9, but they're only 7 months apart, so they function like twins. All right, I got them these activity book kits. So this one's for Kavannah, so mini animals. And for Jojo, this braiding friendship bracelets with the string and the guide and the instructions. I think I might have had this exact same one, or one very, very similar when I was little, that I used. And I remember loving to do this. So now why these 2 got activity books instead of like books to read will be a little more obvious in a bit. Hang on with me. But that's what the 2 of them are getting. All right, Declan is 10 and a big fan, along with his mother, of the Wing Feather Saga. So this is the new release by Andrew Peterson. This is the Ranger's Guide to Glipwood Forest. So this is just a fun, it's like they took a book that exists within the world of the Wing Feather Saga books and made it a real book. So this is super fun. We have the previous one that they did was the same thing. It was a book from the book. the Pembroke's Creaturepedia, and it's a favorite. So went ahead and got I actually pre-ordered this, so it came as soon as it was published. And then for Gavrel, who is 12, very rapidly coming up on 13, this one is A Wolf Called Wander. This is actually based on a true story of OR7, or Journey, a wild wolf who scientists were tracking, and this is based on his actual journeys. Obviously, it's a fictionalized account, but it is based on the real wolf and his journeys, which Gavrel is super into animals, wild animals, and studying them and that kind of thing right now. So it's fun. It does have some like black and white pictures to go with the text and whatnot. So he'll really enjoy that. But now for, let's see, Delilah, my bonus kiddo. Not much of a reader, so I struggled a little bit, but she is interested in going back to get her GED or her high set. So this is the official guide to the high set exam. It's a test prep study book, but it's one of those like equipping her to meet her goals kinds of things. And then for Hadassah and Taurus, for Hadassah, I got this Midnight Mom devotional. This is when you're awake in the middle of the night with a fussy baby, or that late night, early morning feeding. These are just quick, dated, like one-page little devotionals to read. So that I just really thought would be helpful for her at this stage of her life. And for Taurus, I got my very favorite vegan cookbook, the Vegan Instant Pot Cookbook by Nisha Vora, who is Rainbow Plant Life here on YouTube. Be sure to check her out. She's never done me wrong. I've never had a bad recipe from Nisha. And they are interested in changing their diet at home a little bit. And so again, sort of equipping their own personal goals here was what I was going for. So I will have all of these books linked down below. Be sure to check them out. And so let's go into something to wear. All right, let's talk about something to wear. I have two very distinctive themes here. So instead of youngest to oldest, I'm just going to show you by theme. All right, so for Hadassah, Taurus, Delilah, and Elijah, my adult kids and my grandson, I made them our like family channel shirts. And like how stinking cute. This is gonna be like enormous on Elijah, but it was the smallest one they had. But we wear these a lot of times when we are going to big outings, or like when we're cheering at races, or like for the Knoxville Marathon. If you want to check out last year's Knoxville Marathon, I have a video about that. Hadassah, and she said, "Mom, you should make merch. I would totally wear it." So here you go. I made you some. Anyway, but this is just also because John and I and the kids all have them, and we, the kids actually love to wear them, and we use them for events and stuff. And so now everybody is part of it. So now for the 7 kids still at home, I struggled with something to wear and what to do there. And then I was at Bin Store. I'm trying to think of the word for it here, but I came across this set of flippers, swim flippers, that are hot pink with a snorkel and a snorkel mask. Now, we are not like big tropical vacation people. We don't really go to the beach, but my kids love them just for swimming, even in like a pool or the lake. So the boys, the older 2 boys had gotten some when they were younger, and they still use them, and the kids occasionally ask for new ones, whatever. So I was like, well, what a great opportunity to just get something that's kind of fun. So anyway, Kavannah's got this hot pink one. And then I got a similar one to match for Joe in purple. And Declan, I also found at the Amazon Overstock Bin Store, I also found the mask and snorkel, but they were missing the fins. And I was walking through a local thrift store recently for something else and saw a pair of fins that are bigger than the ones he already has. So I went ahead and grabbed those to make a full set. Gavrel actually doesn't need like a full set, but he did mention that he would really like bigger flippers. So again, I was walking through the thrift store and these are like all but brand new in a much bigger size. So grabbed those for him. And then Amazon ran a Black Friday sale on the Speedo Kids sets. So for, let's see, Annorah has blue, Carsten has green, and Elyonah has pink. So all of the 7 kids still at home are getting snorkel gear. Not that we're a big snorkeling family, but they just really love to play with it in the water. And then the rest of them are getting our family hashtag shirts. Something that they need. I'm going to start youngest to oldest again here. So Elijah is 3 months old, like I said, and I actually don't have his here with me because it's too big. But we found the stroller that Hadassah and Taurus had registered for before Elijah was born, and they got most of what they registered for, but the stroller was kind of the one thing. I found the same stroller, gently used, looks brand new on Facebook Marketplace, so I got it. So Elijah's getting a stroller as something that he needs. It is the Graco Modes stroller. I will have it linked down below for you, but it's in my garage because it doesn't fit in my bedroom. The next run of kids here are all getting electric toothbrushes. I know this doesn't sound super exciting, but it is actually something that they need right now. And I did take the time to go through and pick out the one that they would each individually like the best. So for Elyonah, I have a unicorn. For Carsten, we got Spider-Man. Let's see, for Annorah, we have Encanto. It's her favorite. For Kavannah, we got Bluey. And for JoJo, we have Pokemon. There's Pikachu. Now for the older boys, I got a little bit nicer ones, but they're still not they're at that age where they can handle something a little bit nicer than just, the Colgate ones. And that's why my 4-year-old is not going to maintain a $150 electric toothbrush, but this one's really fun. So let's see, for the older 2 boys, I got them these. They still are not terribly pricey, but they were a little bit higher end than the other ones. So Deco has a green one and Gavrel has a blue one. Now to go with all of these, I will probably last minute run in the Dollar Tree, get a tube of toothpaste and maybe a pack of flossers. I think Dollar Tree had the recycled plastic charcoal ones recently when I was in there. I thought that was cool. A little bit out of order, but along the same theme. For Delilah, so I also got her a very similar toothbrush, but in purple, to go with her favorite color. So anyway, again, something that I'm not worried about getting lost or damaged or whatever, that she doesn't have to feel bad getting lost or damaged, but that will hopefully just be a big help in her life. So now for Hadassah and Taurus, like I mentioned earlier with the cookbook, they are looking to make some changes to their diet and the way that they eat and cook and whatever. So I just really wanted to equip them well for that. So for Hadassah, I got an immersion blender in her favorite color. Always important, Anyway, this is one of the most used tools in my kitchen, and so I know that it is super useful. So I got one of those for her. And then for Taurus, I actually got, this is an Instant Pot. This is a Duo 6-quart. This is almost the same one I have. It's a little bit different, but it's probably newer. I actually bought this on Facebook Marketplace. It looks brand new. Like the people even have, it still has like the stickers on it. It still has the manual and the cookbook and everything with it. It looks like it has never been touched. But I paid a fraction, of the price for it. So again, one of the top most used tools in my kitchen. So to go with the cookbook to help further their own nutritional goals, this was just kind of a no-brainer for me. So this is for Taurus. Now let's go over something that my kids want. This one's always a lot of fun. Again, youngest to oldest. So for Elijah, I got this soft baby book, but it's actually, what I picked this out for is it's a tummy time book. So it actually like stands up. It's got like a tripod and it has these really high contrast pictures so that you can set it up in front of them while they're having tummy time and they have something engaging to look at. It does have a mirror at the end, and then it has more colorful pictures on the other side for like as they get a little bit older, but the high contrast ones for when they're younger. And then the back has like a little teether that fits in the pocket, so that's cute. But anyway, just something developmentally appropriate for him that'll be engaging. All right, Elyonah, who is 4. This past year, several of her siblings for birthdays or other events received cases like this, the Crayola cases. This one is just pipsqueak markers. Some of them have like crayons and color pencils and markers and all of the things. This one is just markers, but it does come in this fun little case, and it was something just for her. So because she watched a lot of her older siblings get things like this earlier in the year, and so I think this will be like, she'll be just like the big girls. And then I did grab just a little sketchbook. It's plain white unlined paper to go with it so that she has something to color in that's just hers. I'm kind of going with like an activity theme here in the wants. All right, for Carsten. Carsten has been begging me and begging me and begging me for these Spider-Man walkie-talkies. I actually had several other ideas for him, and he just has continuously come back to, can I please have the Spider-Man walkie-talkies? So I got the Spider-Man walkie-talkies. Now, this might not seem like a lot. I will say that Carsten is not going to be skimped on this Christmas. The sibling that drew him, instead of every sibling getting every other sibling a gift, we draw names. So the 11 of them or whatever draw each other's names, and I will say that the person that drew Carsten's name had some disposable income to spend on Carsten. So this will not be Carsten's most exciting present, but this is what he has wanted from me for months. All right, now for Annorah. Annorah is a little hard because she's hard on things. You know, like, does anybody else have a kid like that that just sort of like destroys whatever you get them almost instantly? Keeping track of pieces is not easy for her. Taking care of things, putting things away, it's not easy for her. In the past, I've gotten her like games that she really wanted and really enjoyed. And I mean, by the end of Christmas Day, like there were pieces missing. So it's just really hard. I wanted to get her something that she could actually use that was going to stand up to her. And so I saw this like back during Prime Big Deal Days in October. This is a platform swing. It hangs from a tree. We have had several iterations of large tree swings that all eventually get broken because, you know, lots of kids and they play rough. And but Annorah is definitely a kiddo that likes really heavy-duty sensory input, that kind of thing. So swings are a huge deal for her. So this one is something a little bit different, but this is something that she needs to use like her whole body to do, to climb and play and whatnot. So, and if you want to see some other like sensory accommodations that we use for stuff like that, I have a video that I did a while back now, but I'll link that below as well. But like swinging is huge for kids, especially kids with ADHD or sensory processing disorder. It actually engages, I think, like 9 out of 11 different sensory systems in their body and really helps them to regulate. So this will be super fun and actually developmentally helpful for Annorah at the same time. Now, Kavannah and Joe are actually getting the same thing in different variations, but they are getting the Kindle Kids Edition. Kavannah has this pink Unicorn Dreams, I believe is what it's called. And this one has a sweet little blue whale on it. Anyway, so these are great. My older boys have these. We are a Kindle family. We love to read on Kindle. The Kindle Kids Edition specifically is just really accessible for kids. It also has great parental controls on it. And it will play audible books when you use a Bluetooth headset, which they both have, that they use with their computers. And so they're going to be really excited about these. For Declan. All right, Declan has been really into carving and whittling and whatever. So we got him this set of wood carving tools. It comes with like safety gloves, some instructions, a couple of project supplies, a case, and then like all different kinds of knives and tools and carving supplies. There's like a couple spoons to carve. There's spare blades. Just all the tools that he needs. He's been using just like a Swiss Army pocket knife, which we kind of thought would maybe be a phase, right? But over the last couple of years, he's really stuck with it. And so it was time to get some real tools. So that's what those are. And then to really sort of give him a jumping off point and have, a good start, solid takeoff. This book was very highly reviewed. It's got nice, big, bright pictures, but this is Whittling Projects for Beginners. And it's step by step with pictures and like what kind of tools to use and what kind of strokes to use and all of that stuff. So hopefully together, this will sort of help that interest that's already there to take off and become a fun hobby. Gavrel. I struggled a little bit with Gavrel, I'll be honest. Gavrel is 12 and a half, almost 13, and he is just a super content kid. Like there was nothing he really asked for, nothing tangible at least. And so we kind of tossed around some various ideas and we looked into some things that we just didn't know if they were really going to be lasting interests of his and whatever. And then I was walking through a craft store one day looking for something completely unrelated, and I came across these paint by number kits, and I went, that looks like something that Gavrel would enjoy. Gavrel is very careful and disciplined and meticulous, and he's an introvert. Like, he just sort of enjoys being in his own head. He goes through audiobooks like nobody's business, so this is something he can sit and do with his hands and his body while he's listening to audiobooks. So this one is sort of a fun like mountain and water scene from my outdoor kiddo, right? But what he really, really, really loves is animals. So I got all the animals. I got the lions. I got the tiger. I got the dolphins. And I got the wolves. So anyway, this will just be something that he can really sort of play around with and learn through. And like, obviously there's not a lot of paints on here, so you have to sort of mix the colors yourself. And I think this is just structured enough for Gavrel's brain while still really feeling like creative and like he's accomplishing something. So anyway, I'm excited about these. It's a little bit of a departure from things that we've tried in the past, but I think he's really going to like them. So I'm excited about that. For Hadassah, I got her a Kindle. Now, Hadassah does really like to read, but doesn't have a lot of space to like keep all of her books. She can't always like sit down and read an entire book at once. Obviously, as a new mom now with a baby, that is disruptive anyway. Or if she is trying to read, it's, potentially like in the middle of the night, or she's got her hands full, whatever. But when I have a new baby, I live with my Kindle. Anyway, so I did buy this one used on Facebook Marketplace, had it shipped. It's in great shape. And then we have, as a family, obviously a huge Kindle library. I also have a Kindle Unlimited subscription and an Audible Premium Plus membership. So to just be able to share like all our library with her as she is spending those new mom moments, I think will be helpful and save some space. So anyway, I got that, and the lady that was selling it had this nice like padded leather feel pink cover. So that is a nice bonus that it came with the cover already. For Delilah bought her first car this year. Super proud of her. She worked hard, saved up, and went and found her own car. And so it is older. It's a little beat up, as you know, first cars are want to be. And so when I asked her what she wanted, she said maybe some like decorative things for her car to just make it cute. And so I was browsing and I found this like airbrushed purple with butterflies, and this screamed Delilah to me. So anyway, it's a whole set. It's kind of like all rolled up together, so I'll just show you the design. But it's got seat covers. This is the center console armrest cover. It's got seatbelt covers. It's got keychains. Just fun. Just something fun and girly that is not remotely necessary, but I think will make her happy. And finally, for Taurus, something that we noticed when we were down visiting Elijah with the whole family. I have a video about that down below. I'll leave that as well. My husband John is sort of an amateur hobbyist photographer. Really enjoys it. He's got a big, nice camera with lots of lenses that was gifted from his uncle. And while we were down there visiting the new baby, hanging out, Taurus really showed a lot of interest in John's camera and what he was doing and how everything worked together and whatnot. And so we decided to get him his own DSLR camera. This is actually we previously had this model of camera and have since moved on to other things, but this Nikon D series is actually what I'm shooting this on right now, just a newer model. And we also bought a couple of extra lenses so that he can just sort of play around with it and kind of learn how to use that. Obviously, battery charger, memory cards, and we may even have like a flash, an extra flash to give them. But anyway, just again to really sort of lean into our kids' interests and hobbies and whatnot. And the girls are getting these Kindles. That's why their something to read was more activity based, because there's something they want is more reading based. So anyway, I hope that makes sense. So those are the main things that I'm getting all 11 of my kids. Anyway, let me know what was your favorite. Did you get any great ideas out of it? Be sure to subscribe to see what's going in their stockings and how we do sibling gift exchanges. Thank you so much for being here. I love you guys, and you are worth your own hard work. I appreciate you. We'll see you next time.